This month, I'm doing a lot with Yoga Hour Sequence 9, and it starts standing. So stand up any place on your mat. I like to have my feet about hip width apart. Feel free to always stand closer if that's better for you. But as you stand on your mat, feel the grip underneath the feet. Take a moment to close your eyes or just turn your gaze low if that's best for you. Shake out the arms a little bit. A couple of breaths out through the mouth. Clear things. Be ready and present for this practice. Bring the palms together right in front of the chest. One more full breath here. And then as you release, take just a little bend in your knees, interlace the fingers, flip the palms, and lift the arms up to the sky. Push through your thumb and your first finger, stand really tall. Nice to welcome you all for class this morning. Reach, reach, reach. Release the hands, point the fingers up towards the sky. Feet as close together as you'd like to work with. Lean to the right, push your hips more to the left. There'll be a tendency, especially in the morning as our bodies are opening, to want to arch and round a little bit forward. It probably happens at the end of the day after being at a computer screen. Try to keep it open. And then come back to the center and do this up and over to the second side. So you only lean as far to the side as we can stay. Shoulders, head open. And then come back to the middle. Take the arms straight out in front of you. Half squat, so bend the knees, sit low into the thighs. Sort of halfway between a squat and chair pose. Extend the arms continually straight out in front with the upper arm bones about as high as your ears. Push a little more weight back into the heels on this one. Okay, stand back up, arms again to the sky. This time, take your left hand and hold on to the right upper arm bone. And we're going towards the left first. And this has a tendency to even push you more forward, so the head has to get heavier and push you more back. Good, good, good. Come to your middle, and then switch. Lean your head back into the right upper arm bone, and lean to the right. Squeeze in the glutes, push down through your feet. Come back to the center. Both arms up to the sky. Separate the feet a little bit more. Go back to where you were. Bend the knees a lot, sit into the thighs. Now interlace your hands behind your back. First stage, just squeeze the elbows up. A lot of times that's sort of my stopping point, finding the range that works in the shoulders. Second stopping point, stretch the arms straighter. And then take the arms more up towards the sky, maybe even over towards the line of your head. Try to lift the head of your upper arm bone the entire time. One more time, stand up. So you release the bind, lift the arms back up towards the sky. Do the first interlace, thumb and first finger high. We'll go back to a lean to the right side first. Push down through your left leg a lot. And can you tap your toes out to the side, your right toes out to the side, even lift the leg. Play with the balance and the change there. How can you keep the tilt, the crescent shape in the torso and lift? And then bring it back in. Second direction, up and over. Tap the left toes out to the side, maybe a little lift. It's a really nice way to warm up the entire body without using hands and knees position. Come back into the middle. Now separate your arms shoulder distance apart. I'm going back, feet hip distance apart. Chair sit, Utkatasana. It's a littler bend in the knees, and try to stay lifted in the upper body. More totally vertical. Good, good, good. Give it one more breath like that. Oh, and then finally, exhale, forward fold over the legs. That should feel nice. Keep a little bend in the knees. Whew, and be really heavy in the upper body. Let out that breath. Full ragdoll pose, release. Okay, let's change to downward facing dog. So walk your hands forward, your feet back, and then just kind of pedal it out through the feet. Today is May 4th, Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Take force into the practice. Come down to all fours and do cat and cow. Move the spine back and forth. Just back and forth. Every inhale, chest forward, eyes, tailbone up to the sky. Every exhale, round the back. Press through your hands and knees. Tone in the abdomen. One more round of breath like this. And then pause in a neutral position and thread your right arm under the left. Set your right shoulder, ear, side of the face down to the mat and lift your left arm up to the sky. Tuck the left hand behind the right hip if you're progressing there. And then extract, set the hand back beside your face. Use it to help you up to all fours. Second side, fold the left arm under the right, shoulder, ear, side of the face down while keeping hips lifted. Right hand up to the sky. Hold there or add the half bind, hand behind the left hip. Okay, and then we unwind it. Come back to all fours. Stretch to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank pose. Lower flat down to your yoga mat. Interlace the hands behind your back now. Of course, they could stay open instead of being interlaced. And lift everything that you can up away from the mat for Shalabhasana, or locust pose. Energy of the legs squeezing in towards each other. From here, lower down, press back to child's pose. Have the knees a bit wide, big toes together. Walk the hands over towards the right side. Walk the hands across the center and over towards the left side. And then walk the hands back to the middle. Again, rise up to all fours and to downward facing dog. Find a nice long stride of down dog. Some work in side plank. Balance on your right hand, the outer edge of the right foot and the inner edge of the left foot. Don't stack the feet, keep them separate on your mat and lift the left arm up to the sky. We're gonna move with this. Tuck the left arm under the body and square off the hips, much like we did going towards that twisted child's pose, and then bring it back up to the sky. So you rotate on your feet back to the balls of the toes as you twist under, and then edges of the feet, lift the arm. We'll do it one more time here. Square off the hips, reach under, and reach back up. Set the left hand down, find full down dog. Do the same on the second side. It's left hand, outer edge of the left foot, now inner edge of the right foot. My feet are about as wide as the yoga mat. Right arm up to the sky. As you reach under the body, try to square the hips and shoulders, and then come back up. We do it 3 times. Square off, and back up. Square off, and back up. Right hand down, downward facing dog. I didn't say it soon enough. I hope it goes without saying. If those twists, if the add-ons don't work, you stay with what came before. Lower your knees now, cross your ankles and sit back on your bum with your feet out in front of you. Take the hands a foot behind you, turn the fingers out towards each side. Like table pose, press down through the hands and feet. Lift your hips, lift the torso, tuck the chin so you're looking down at the belly. And then keep squeezing the glutes and lift your thighs and belly as high as you can. Grip the floor underneath the finger pads, press a little more through thumb and first finger, just like you would in down dog. We're here. Steady, knees over second and third toes, toes straight ahead, and lower the hips down. Cross at the heels, flip over, downward facing dog. There's no lunges to warm us up in this beginning. It's upper body strength. We go one more time. Right hand, outer edge of the right foot. This time, stack your ankles and left hand high. An option instead of stacked ankles is step your left foot forward with a kickstand. You're holding here in side plank. Give it 2 more breaths. And then lower the left hand down. And switch right on into the second side, left hand outer edge of the left foot. So all the strength, power, purpose right here off the bat this morning. Right hand high, stack the ankles or step the right foot forward. And 2 hands back down. That same table pose, so we lower the knees, cross the ankles, switch, feet forward, hands back. The option to keep knees bent, feet flat, or more challenging, legs straight, feet flexed. Ready, lift. You've got straight legs. As you lift up, extend through the front of the foot to try to get all 10 toes back down to the ground. Big chest and shoulder work here. Exhale, lower down. Cross again at the ankles, flip over. Some good news, I think the tables and the side planks are done. Stretch into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Step all the way forward into your long, low lunge. Come up to a high crescent lunge, arms to the sky. Add a twist. Left arm forward, right hand back. Tone and turn in the torso as you look towards the right. And then back up to neutral. Lower the hands. Step your back foot forward, 2 feet to the front of your yoga mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, lift the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Inhale, lift up. Reach the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Step back to plank. Move through the vinyasa flow. Anytime we have a vinyasa flow in class, it is your option to move through it by adding chaturanga, cobra, or to move through it by holding the top of plank. And then we all extend back to downward facing dog. Okay, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Step it all the way forward into your long, low lunge. Take a few strides, take your time. And then upright, arms to the sky. Square the hips, think left hip back, right hip more forward to stay centered. And then keeping that, add the twist. You look towards the left hand back, right hand forward. Really nice. Both arms back up to the sky. And lower the hands down, step forward, front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. We'll go one more time through the first half of the sun salutation. Lift up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Step back to your plank. Vinyasa flow or not. Everyone to downward facing dog. Stay right here. Take in, take out the breath. And then bend the knees a lot and walk your hands backwards to your feet, helping that thigh bone really sit and root into the hip socket. Slowly roll up to standing. Shoulders up and back. Strong Tadasana, mountain pose right here. Pull your right knee up and into the chest. Hold under the thigh and extend your right leg as straight as you can. Keep the support of the hands under the thigh, or for more challenge, lift the arms to the sky. Woo! Rebend the right knee, and then step forward to a high lunge. My knees are telling me, let me make that step little steps this morning. So you find your way. High lunge. Now lower the left knee, the back knee down to the mat. Get just a little bit of lowering down and forward in the hips. Lower the hands on either side of the front foot. Lift the back knee again and add a twist here, right hand to the sky. And then lower the hands on either side of the front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Nice bend in the knees. That little agility walk, hands back to the feet. Good and rooted in. Slowly roll up to standing. Tadasana. Second side, lift the left knee up and into the chest. Hold underneath your thigh, progress here as you'd like. Sometimes one side a little different than the other. We give it our best shot. For the month of May, I'm working with the mantra, I am kind, beautiful, and capable of big things. Every time you step onto the mat, be good to yourself. See your beauty. Know that you can do big things. Step it forward into a high lunge. The biggest thing that I can do today to sometimes back off a pose. Right knee down to the mat. That takes humility. That takes respecting the kindness first. It's that first word of the mantra. Okay, lower the hands on either side of the front foot and step it all the way back again, downward facing dog. Oh, I forgot the twist. We'll get back to it. Pedal out the feet. Let's just add it right back in here. Step the left foot forward into your long, low lunge. Keep right fingers down. Lift the left hand up to the sky. Good. Lower the left hand. Step the back foot forward now to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms overhead. And bring palms together, center of the chest. Turn attention to the breath. Nice inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Chest, ribs, belly. Release the hands, give everything an easy little shake. Take a stance on the long edge of your mat, a nice wide stance, long edge of our mat. And start with a wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Take the hands down, about the line of your feet. Reach your head down towards the ground. We want the legs to be completely straight here. Lift up on the kneecap, tone in the thigh, tone in the abdomen too to hold that. For the straight leg version, you can always swap a block or something underneath the hands to help you reach. The other nice modification is to bend the knees and bring the floor a little closer to you. Enjoy a couple more breaths here in your wide-legged forward fold. Think more weight in the toes if you're using straight legs. If you have a little bend in the knees, I like to push the weight back actually into the heels. And then everyone, hands to the waist, push down into the feet and safely come all the way upright. Turn your right toes out, extend the arms in either direction. Keep arms and legs as straight as you can as you hinge towards the right side. Lower the right hand to your shin, a block, or the ground. Top arm up to the sky for triangle pose. Thinking of that reach through that we did in side plank. Look down, bend the front knee, reach underneath the thigh for a moment, and then straighten and open. Do it twice more. Bend, look, reach, open it up. One more time, look down, reach under the thigh. And then the strength to re-straighten, open the chest and reach the arm up is what we're looking for there. Inhale, come all the way up to standing and flip your feet, second side. So we're gonna find our full extension of Utthita Trikonasana first. I always hold my shin, especially for this variation. I'm not trying to go as far down as possible. I'm trying to stay nice, long, and open through all the limbs and the torso here. And then add in the difference. Look down towards your foot. Bend the left leg, reach underneath. Open back up, think side plank. Look down, bend the knee, wrap under, and open up. Nicely done. Let's do it one more time. Tone in the abdomen the entire way. And then come all the way back upright. Turn your feet one more time back to the first side. This time, warrior two. Bend the right knee a lot. Keep the knee over the second and third toes. Kind of broadening out from inner thigh to inner knee. A sense of wrapping back and around from outer knee to outer hip. Few stages here to have fun with. Elbow to the knee, top arm palm down overhead for extended side angle. I'm like falling down for some reason there. Extended side angle, it happens. Next effort here is to match more of shoulder to knee. I hold across the chest with the hand and then try to drop the shoulder in. Next challenge there, wrap the hands, left arm under the right arm under the right thigh, top arm behind your back. Unwrap, come all the way back, elbow to knee if you were further. Up to warrior two. And then straighten the right leg. Turn your feet to the second and last direction. Bend the left knee. Find warrior two. Virabhadrasana Dvi. Shoulders stack right over the line of the hips. Nice pull back of navel in towards the spine. Finding our steady presence and strength. And then add in elbow to knee, top arm, palm down overhead. Parsva Konasana. Again, staying and working here. Nice strong lines, open body. Second option, shoulder to the knee. Third option, adding the bind. And then working each position as you come back. Extended side angle if you were different. Everyone to warrior two. Straighten both legs, turn the feet parallel to one another. This one should feel good now. Wide-legged forward fold a second time. Again, if you're working with straight legs, pull up on the kneecaps to really tone and engage the muscles in the thigh, the top of the leg. Lean the body weight more forward into the toes so we get this really steady and safe stretch through the back of the legs. each of the hamstring muscles, down the calves. Now look towards the front edge of your yoga mat and walk yourself into a low lunge. That leaves me right foot forward, left knee back. Lower the left knee and bring both hands up to the front thigh in a knee down lunge here. Still hips a little down and forward, but actively isometrically gripping the heel back and the back knee forward. And reach both arms up to the sky. We've been here. Again, a couple of variations to add on or not. Right arm back to the thigh so that you can pull the left heel in towards the seat. And then top hand, reach it back towards the left foot. Still try to square hips and shoulders towards the front of your mat. One more breath. There's a slow release of the left toes back down if they were lifted. Both hands down around the front foot. Lift the back knee and step forward. Keep the left foot forward and step the right foot back. You find your lunge stance and then lower the back knee. Bring both hands up to your front thigh. Stage by stage. Good here, lift the arms. Again, that strong action of the feet squeezing in, thighs squeezing in, even as we move the bowl of the pelvis a little down and forward. If you're adding in the quad stretch, I like to take the left hand to the left thigh, a little supportive push there. Back heel in. Hold on to the back foot. Square your body's attention to the front short edge of your yoga mat. And it's a slow release. Hands around the front foot. Step it all the way forward to the front of the mat. Uttanasana here, standing forward fold. Let's bend both knees, take the hands to the hips, point both elbows to the sky, press down into your feet, come up to standing. The very first pose we did, interlace the hands, flip the palms up to the sky, reach through. As you release, go back into your forward fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Bring the right knee behind the right wrist for pigeon pose here. Heel towards the left hip. Walk your back leg further back until more of the thigh meets the mat. Come down towards your forearms. Different variations of this pose to exaggerate a little bit more range in the hips. The right heel in this case comes more out towards the line of the left elbow. For a variation that backs off, you can lie down onto your back and do a figure four shape in the legs. All of these positions hit the same major muscle group in the outer hip. It's just your body's, your time's way of finding the stretch. Stay here a little bit more, letting the mind shift to ease. I chose the mantra and the sequence to match this month because I really do think there's a kindness in starting in standing poses. The long lines that it builds throughout the sequence, beautiful. And yet, it's not so sneaky about being a bit difficult and asking us to stay on task, to stay focused throughout. I think breath by breath, I can do this. Okay, walk back up to your hands. Let's switch sides. You can go through all fours or go through downward facing dog, whatever feels nice to you. But then left knee forward, heel towards the right hip. Walk the right leg back until more of the front of the right thigh is on the ground. Okay, this time as you transition out, we're to come to a seat with the legs out in front. You can transition back through down dog or just fall more towards the left and swing the legs around. But then join me on your seat, legs out. Flex the feet, toes straight up. Lift the arms up to the sky. Seated forward fold is Paschimottanasana. Hold on to your feet or let the arms drape down. Think of an even rounding through the spine here. So trying to curve from head, neck, shoulders, the length of the spine, pretty even along each little break. And then bring the hands back towards the line of the hips and lift up. Bend both knees and lie down onto your back. Fold the knees into the chest. One more big ask. Take the hands out to a T shape. So if you can, adjust in your space so that you do have that T shape. And then knees over the line of the hips. Rather than lowering the legs all the way down, we're going to hover them right above the ground as we add in a supine twist. So hover the knees right above the ground, over to the right side. And then come back to the center and hover to the left. And back to the center. One more time, hover to the right. And center, hover to the left. So really squeezing the bottom knee up to the top knee. Taking only the twist that can hold you. And then back to the middle. Squeeze both knees into the chest. Give yourself a good embrace there. Then from here, if there's any last little bits of movement, feeling like a good little stretch behind both legs, add that in. So any unwinding, any last posture. And then it's our time for Shavasana, a couple of minutes for the body, the mind, to really start to integrate the work. Of course, the rest we take, and the quality of the rest we take, just as important as the movement and the doing throughout the day. Rest here. Allow yourself a couple more deep breaths there, starting to connect back in breath, body. As you connect with breath, movement through fingers and toes as well. And then come all the way up to a seated position. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the sternum. We'll close together in the sound of Om. You're welcome to sing along, to listen, to tune it out. Here, empty out the breath. Breathe in. Bow in. For today, may the force be with you. Namaste.